The Mock Turtle's Story from Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. Read for the Guildhall by Gale Hall.
"Once," said the Mock Turtle, at last, with a deep sigh, "I was a real turtle." These words were followed by a very long silence, broken only by an occasional exclamation of "Grrr" from the Griffin, and the constant heavy sobbing of the Mock Turtle. Alice was very nearly getting up and saying, "Thank you, sir, for your interesting story," but she could not help thinking there must be more to come. So she sat still and said nothing. "When we were little," the Mock Turtle went on at last, more calmly, though still sobbing a little now and then, "we went to school in the sea. The master was an old turtle. We used to call him Tortoise." "Why did you call him Tortoise if he wasn't one?" Alice asked. "We called him Tortoise because he taught us," said the Mock Turtle angrily. "Really, you are very dull." "You ought to be ashamed of yourself for asking such a simple question," added the Griffin. And they both sat in silence and looked at poor Alice, who felt ready to sink into the earth. At last the Griffin said to the Mock Turtle, "Drive on, old fellow. Don't be all day about it." And he went on in these words. "Yes, we went to school in the sea, though you mayn't believe it." "I never said I didn't," interrupted Alice. "You did," said the Mock Turtle. "Hold your tongue," added the Griffin, before Alice could speak again. The Mock Turtle went on. "We had the best of educations, in fact. We went to school every day." "I've been to a day school, too," said Alice. "You needn't be so proud as all that." "With extras?" asked the Mock Turtle, a little anxiously. "Yes," said Alice. "We learned French and music." "And washing," said the Mock Turtle. "Certainly not," said Alice indignantly. "Ah, then yours wasn't a really good school," said the Mock Turtle, in a tone of great relief. Now at ours they had at the end of the bill French, music, and washing, extra. "You couldn't have wanted it much," said Alice, living at the bottom of the sea. "I couldn't afford to learn it," said the Mock Turtle with a sigh. "I only took the regular course." "What was that?" inquired Alice. "Reeling and writhing, of course, to begin with," the Mock Turtle replied, "and then the different branches of arithmetic: ambition, distraction, uglification, and derision." "I never heard of uglification," Alice ventured to say. "What is it?" The Griffin lifted up both its paws in surprise. "What? Never heard of uglifying?" it exclaimed. "You know what to beautify is, I suppose." "Yes," said Alice doubtfully. "It means to make anything prettier." "Well, then," the Griffin went on, "if you don't know what to uglify is, you are a simpleton." Alice did not feel encouraged to ask any more questions about it, so she turned to the Mock Turtle and said, "What else had you to learn?" "Well, there was mystery," the Mock Turtle replied, counting off the subjects on his flappers. "Mystery, ancient and modern, with seaography, then drawing. The drawing master was an old conger eel that used to come once a week. He taught us drawing, sketching, and fainting in coils." "What was that like?" said Alice. "Well, I can't show it to you myself," said the Mock Turtle. "I am too stiff, and the Griffin never learnt it." "Hadn't the time," said the Griffin. "I went to the classics master, though. He was an old crab, he was." "I never went to him," the Mock Turtle said with a sigh. "He taught laughing and grief, they used to say." So he did," said the Griffin, sighing in his turn, and both creatures hid their faces in their paws. "And how many hours a day did you do lessons?" said Alice in a hurry to change the subject. 10 hours the first day," said the Mock Turtle. 9 the next, and so on." "What a curious plan!" exclaimed Alice. "That's the reason they're called lessons," the Griffin remarked, "because they lessen from day to day." This was quite a new idea to Alice, and she thought it over a little bit before she made her next remark. "Then the 11th day must have been a holiday." "Of course it was," said the Mock Turtle. "And how did you manage on the 12th?" Alice went on eagerly. "That's enough about lessons," the Griffin interrupted in a very decided tone. "Tell us something about games now."